Welcome back, Spurs fans, to the Hepler Football Channel. If you enjoyed the videos, please like the videos, make comments down in the videos. Let's have a conversation. Let's engage in some debate and some opinion, and also subscribe to support the channel if you would. Gonna do something a little different to start off here. First of all, I know this is taboo, but I'm going to look at notes because I want to make sure I get this right. But I want to give some shout outs to people that are helping me with the channel and giving me advice and things and just supporting the channel and overall. So first of all, I want to give a shout out and thank you to my beautiful wife, Brooke. She gives me so much support and love, and allows me to be able to do something that I'm passionate about, and I thank her beyond measure. And just want to give a little shout out to her. On Twitter, L. Johnson, you know who I'm talking about, been very instrumental in helping me with get a little bit of a following on Twitter and such, which I'm not familiar with at all. So I do appreciate Mr. Johnson there and his support, and I hope to continue to keep up the good work and that he's purporting for me. And within YouTube, I want to give a big shout out to Pete at 11 Yanks Football Channel. He does U.S. men's national team information, and it's really good. And Pete's been very good in considering giving of his time and helping me get a little better with some of this stuff and work on my YouTube presence. And then also within YouTube, I want to thank Miriam Lilly, Gold D. Tottenham, Mike Cocolaras. If I mess up any of his names, I am sorry. Martin Jones, Alex T, and Kat Ha. You all have engaged on the channel, and I do appreciate that. Made comments. We've had some conversations. So I really enjoy that. Thank you very much. So I got a new setup, new light, new mic, a couple things. So if things look off or something, let me know. Leave them in the comments. You know, as always, I'm looking for feedback to do better, make this a better experience for everyone involved. All right. With that being said, today we're doing the preview ponderings for the Fulham Tottenham game on Thursday, March 4th. So we're going to go through some things that I think that we need to be looking at, and we're going to talk about some things coming up with this game. So this is another must win. Pretty much from here on out, we're in a must-win situation until we position ourselves that we don't have an opportunity for the 5th spot. Still can be argued that the 4th spot is potentially viable, but until we get a run of games going and see how well we're doing and see how well the teams above us do, I feel like top 4 is out of contention still. So the Burnley match was a very good match that we just finished up over the weekend. Big win, nice output by the offense, got a clean sheet. Some things to take in consideration. Burnley had a weak team on the field. Not that I'm taking anything away from what the Spurs did, but we also have to look at it for what it really is. And Burnley did not have the strongest team on the field. Burnley also doesn't pack their defense like some teams, especially in the lower end of the table, do. They don't really pack their defense. While they have a good defense, it's usually typically pretty good. They don't just sit back and pack it in and say, okay, you got to come through 10 players from 30 yards out to get up and get a shot. That's not how they work. So it kind of played to our strengths the way they play a little bit. But definitely Burnley's a solid defensive team usually. So, you know, take everything with a little grain of salt. But and then, you know, we've won one game. The last time we won back-to-back games was back in November against West Brom and Man City. So it's been a while since we've put together anything consistent that's positive. So those are some things we're going to be looking at in this match. As far as the injuries go, I'm making this video before Jose does his press conference, so I'm just going off of the most recent information I have. And right now, the only one that I know of that's injured still is Lo Celso. Still looking for 1 to 2 weeks out for him, but looking forward to actually getting him back into the match, into the squad. So right now, the Spurs are sitting 8th. Fulham's sitting 18th. Although Fulham is down in relegation, they've been making some strides here lately. So in the last 5 Premier League matches, the Spurs have won 2 and lost 3. In our last 10 matches, we've collected 13 out of 30 points. And then we've also had 15 goals for and 11 goals against in those last 10 matches. So just not that long ago, we were giving up more than we were putting in. This past game against Burnley makes things look a little bit better. Also, we've had 3 shutouts in the last 10 games. So we're starting to move in the right direction. It's just, can we keep a consistent run of form here over the next couple weeks? We need at least a couple weeks of good form. And we have the potential opponents in front of us to do that. Just will we pull through? In Fulham's last 5 Premier League matches, they've won 2 and drawn 3. So they're doing a little bit better than us as far as run of form and such. In the last 10 matches, they've collected 11 points out of 30. So as far as the last run of 10, we're doing a little bit better. Also in the last 10 matches, they've scored 7 goals, given up 8. So they don't score a lot, but they don't give up a lot either. So they're pretty stingy in the defense. One thing they have done in the last 10 matches is pitch 5 shutouts. So they are a stingy defense. So this is going to be a challenge to see if our offense prowess can continue against a good defensive team. They typically run a 4-2-3-1 against weaker teams, and then when they come up against a team that has a good offense, they kind of either go a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-1-1 or something. They really make that midfield very compact or very dense, and so it makes it difficult to work through the midfield. If we play like we did against Burnley, where we're sending things over the top and across the pitch and things like that, that may actually kind of counter what they will probably do against us, which is, I think they'll go either a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-1-1 against us. I don't think they're going to sit in that 4-2-3-1 they play against weaker offensive teams. But that's something that we'll be looking at to see exactly how do they set up. They also like to press kind of high with their forwards. So they're not just going to pack it back into the last 30 yards of the field on their end and say, see what you can do to get through us. They're going to be stretched a little bit like Burnley, only I think Fulham's been playing better, especially defensively, than Burnley. So those are some things to look for. As far as the most recent, compared to Fulham's last 5 results, the way we fared against those people, remember, their last 5 Premier League's results, they've gone 2 wins, 3 draws, no losses. Compared that against what Spurs did against those same opponents, most recent matches, Spurs won 2, drew 1, and lost 2. So against like opponents recently, they're doing a little bit better. But I think having this thing with the front 3 with Bell, Song, Kane is maybe a game changer. Also, within the previous meeting, they ran, like I said, a 3-5-2 formation against us. The stats were very similar all the way down the board. So from shots down to corners and everything. I mean, very similar from the Spurs to the Fulham, and we drew them. So the stats kind of mark that out. Also, we were having trouble scoring then too. So my hope is that this is going to be a more positive match for Spurs with the offensive prowess that we've been showing as of late. And so definitely need to expect them to pack that midfield, still enact a high press, and then see what we can do, either switching the field quickly or going over the top a little here and there. So I definitely think we'll have opportunities, but they're going to have opportunities too. Like I said, last match, same amount of shots, pretty much the same on target. And we have a lot to kind of prove here. Are we a one-hit wonder with this past weekend's result? Or are we what we've been the past 8 or 9 games? And so this is an opportunity for the Spurs to really come out and show their mettle and their moxie. And this is another must win. We got to get this win. So let me ponder upon this to you all. When Lo Celso's back in healthy, fully healthy, and we have a fully healthy team, what position do you think Lo Celso should be in? Myself, I feel like he should take over that center attacking midfielder role when he comes back in, over Mora, Dele Alli, and Lamela, and sometimes they throw Bergwijn in there, but I don't really consider him a cam. So I still think Ndombele and Højbjerg are really gelling well in that pivot, and I don't think Ndombele should be moved up. Lo Celso provides pretty much everything that Mora, Dele Alli, and Lamela all provide individually, only he does it all in one package. So I think that Lo Celso is a much better option there. And his consistency is much better. He doesn't give up the ball like Mora and Dele and Lamela. He is looking to pass more often than Mora and Dele and Lamela. He's just a more well-rounded person and a better fit for that cam position, in my opinion. But let me know what you all think about that, ponder upon this, and let me know what you all think about how this is going to kind of match up with Fulham and Tottenham going at it tomorrow. And we got the predicted lineup coming up here in a little bit, but I don't see a lot of changes, but we'll go through that here in just a little bit. And let me know what you all think. I'm going to predict a 2-1 victory for the Spurs. Let me know what your predictions are. If we get off early, just like we did against Burnley, I don't think Fulham has the ability to come back. They've proven they can't score a lot of goals. So it's imperative for us, again, within the first 20 minutes to get 2 to 3 goals. At least 2 to 3 goals. If we're sitting on 1 goal throughout, there's a good chance that we're going to be stuck only getting 1 point out of this or worse. So let me know what you all think about this match coming up. Big match. Every match left is a big match. So it's going to be very interesting. So come on, you Spurs.